Hello everybody and a warm welcome to my channel, Tarot by Izabela. I am very happy to see you here and I hope you're all doing fine. Today's video will be an update video for the countries of Germany, the Netherlands and Belgium. And to do this video, as usual, I'm going to use my crystal ball, my tarot cards, oracle cards and some dice. But before we begin this update video, I must thank you all, you wonderful viewers, for all of your support to this channel. I'm very, very grateful for all of your comments, your sharing, caring, coffees, everything that you do. It helps so much to continue doing more videos. So I'm very, very grateful for that. What about today's countries? In front of me, I have a map of Germany and a map of the Netherlands and Belgium. And that is for me to easier point out if I see any event happening in those countries around which area or which city, since my geographic skills are not so good that I remember every country and every city in the world. So I need some help with these maps. And I don't know in advance what comes up. And hopefully only good things will come up for those three countries, and the bad things, they don't really have to happen. And for those who are wishing to have an update for their country, I wish I could do every country in the world 2 times a week, but that's physically impossible and time-wise also impossible. Since I'm alone doing these videos with editing and everything. So for me, for one video, it takes between 2 or 3 days to finish. And I do my best to include as many as possible. But since we have a big audience from Germany, the Netherlands, and even Belgium, so I thought for the sake of the viewers, I would do an update for those 3 countries. And I know there are a lot of viewers from USA and Canada and Poland and many other countries. But today will be those 3 countries. And I will make more videos, update videos, so this is not the last one. And today's date when I record this video is the 29th of March 2026. So the 29th of March. And I also need to mention that there is a scam channel that steals my videos and pretends to be me. They have a poor background and the channel's name is God of Psychics and they call themselves also Tarot by Izabela Daily Podcast or Urgent or whatever. And the channel, it looks like this. So I need to warn you for it because a lot of people think that is my channel. I only have one, and this is this one, Tarot by Izabela. And it's only called Tarot by Izabela, not daily podcast or whatever. It's only Tarot by Izabela, and the front page of my channel looks like this. I have reported this channel to YouTube many times, but hopefully they will do something about it. So please be aware, they are scammers, they steal videos, and I don't know what they can do to the viewers when they are on these channels. Okay. But now, enough talking. Let's start this update for Germany, the Netherlands, and Belgium. First, I need to concentrate for a few moments on my crystal ball, and soon we'll begin. Glasses on, and let's see what we can find. The first thing I get a strong feeling of exhaustion. And we are all exhausted. The whole world is exhausted. The injustice, the draining of energy, the crazy laws, the crazy politicians, all the stupidity that is going on, and it's only getting worse and worse for every day, it seems. And we are all suffering. People in Germany, most of the people are suffering, in the Netherlands and in Belgium. And it's getting very drained. People are losing hope everywhere. And that goes for these three countries as well. From the Netherlands, I see a big light coming out, a light of truth, a light of revelations that will shine over Germany and Belgium. Netherlands will have a very important role in what is coming in the future, and in the future can be coming months, coming year, in the sense of exposing a lot of horrible things. Since the NATO countries are crumbling, and NATO as an organization in itself is going downhill, that will affect Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium a lot. In the center of Germany, in the month of April, there could be quite heavy rains, and around flood where there are rivers, around Erfurt, and where there are some connections with rivers, there could be a risk of the water rising, and there will be some kind of flooding. The people there have to be careful and have a good eye on that area, and so they can evacuate in case that should happen. In the south of Belgium, Namur, around the town of Namur. Sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly. In all those three countries, there are a lot of illegal immigrants, crazy people, people whose mission is to terrorize others and make a lot of problems. Around that city, I see some kind of terrorist action. So I can recommend people be more awake. If something feels out of sync, if something feels dangerous, they should listen to their gut feeling. Something around that area could happen. A crazy person or some kind of terrorist attack. In the southern parts of Germany, Bavaria, the mountain area, there will be an explosion of flowers and greenery, in an amount that has not been seen for a long, long time. So some kind of awakening of the nature. For example, if you have a field, and normally the field have a couple of red flowers or blue flowers, but this time is covered with flowers of in all colors, and in some areas it will be so extremely beautiful that it's mind-blowing. And the locals that live there, they're gonna talk about it, they're gonna be surprised of its beauty. And I see in Germany some kind of journalists that are not paid by the deep state, and some, yeah, uh, clean journalists. There are not many left of them. They will expose some big scandals regarding the leadership of Germany. Some very big dark secret is coming up in April. And those journalists will be protected. They will, because this kind of secrets or this kind of information is very dangerous to have, but they will be backed up by some good people, and that information certainly will come out. The question about Rainer Fulmich, and that he's still in prison, he will be released when it's safe for him to go out. At the moment, the climate for the truth around the treatments and so on could endanger his life, and somehow it's more difficult to take care of him when he's inside than outside. Whatever his knowledge and his information, it has been handed out to very important people. And even if they try to keep it down, the truth will come up to the surface sooner or later. I don't see Rainer Fulmich being in prison full term. He will come out earlier, as I said, when it's safe for him to be out. And that is what I see here. It's some kind of safety protocol. Outside the coast of the Netherlands, there are a lot of ships coming in and out, cargo ships. And there will be some accident with a big cargo ship. Could be that it hits something or hit the ground, it's ocean floor, some problem with a big cargo ship. Yeah. And it could be that a lot of its cargo could fall into the water. In Brussels, I see more and more of manifestations against EU rules, EU tyranny, and EU dictatorship. And people will gather more and more. People from France, people from Belgium, people from the Netherlands, and even people from Germany. Farmers and all other people would travel into Brussels to protests. So in April could be a new wave of big protests. And those sitting on high positions in the EU, they are beginning to feel unsafe, beginning to feel that their time is coming. Since EU as an organization is nothing else but dictatorship and and tyranny. And in all three countries, I see people more. Yeah, it's difficult. People are tired. They are exhausted, I would say. Um, but more it will spread about what also makes people exhausted. Poor food, poor air, poor nutrition, um, everything that has been pushed on the world's population to dumb them down and to weaken them. And people will know we want better food, we want more organic food, we want not this shit that is in the supermarkets. Because when you go to a supermarket today, if you are if you belong to those that read the labels before you buy something, there is almost nothing that is safe to eat, that does not contain a lot of chemicals. Even a lot of organic foods have strange additives like citric acid or this and that, and they claim to be healthy when they are not. I see a helicopter going down in the Netherlands. Let's see where. Outside Amsterdam, Utrecht, some in that area. And it's not a commercial helicopter, it's a military helicopter. Something is wrong with it and it's going down. Unfortunately. Mm. There will be a big blackout again in Germany. Like half of the Germany without power, and that could reach into the Netherlands, the northern parts of Netherlands. Some big power outage. And more the vulnerability of electricity and the power will be pointed out, that a new system is needed. Mm. Yeah. In the center of Germany, around Wieser, Harz Mountain, that area. Um, I see that it could be some kind of factory that produce some kind of processed food, meats, that is very toxic because they have added some very strange ingredients to that food. It will be exposed, and it will also be some kind of outrage when that comes out. Even if a lot of us feel very tired, still people will find power and energy to fight back whatever is going on, because there is no other option. Or you fight back or you disappear. Around Stuttgart, The city could be closed off. I see a lot of police and military on the street. Some kind of threat to the Stuttgart. And they have to take out some very dangerous elements. And the Bill Gates trial in the Netherlands. The big result of this will be a lot of people will wake up to what has been going on, especially in the Netherlands. And the Dutch people, they will not shut out. They will really try to spread this information worldwide, even if mainstream media will wanted to hush it down, keep it quiet. There are so many warriors in the Netherlands, so many Dutch warriors that are fighting for freedom and the truth. They will sit day and night in front of computers, and they are high-tech people, and they will spread information on every platform imaginable. So this will not be able to be hushed down. It will be quite explosive. And due to that information, a part of trying to hush it down could be cut power or cut the internet or strange problems with the internet. But when it's out, it's out. You cannot stop it. There will be a bomb threat on the main airport outside Brussels. Nothing will happen. There will be a bomb threat. They will be able to stop it in time. And in those three countries, a lot of people will begin to demand their country first. Meaning, no Sharia laws, and those who like Sharia laws do not really belong in those three countries. So a lot of people that have those kind of laws as their rule in life, they will feel unwelcome and will begin to think how to move out from those three countries. Um, I see a lot of military, a lot of soldiers that will not follow orders in Germany. No, we do not want to go in there, in that war, on that war. So a lot of people that will not follow orders and they will, okay, you can jail us, but we will not do this or do that. So a lot of disobedience to the deep state governments are beginning to be shown in the month of April. Now, let's take some cards for Germany, the Netherlands, and Belgium. First, I'm gonna take some cards for Germany. and some dice. And for Germany, the cards look like this. Let's see what we got for Germany. In the tarot cards, we have 8 of Cups, 4 of Coins, and 3 of Swords. On the Oracle cards, we have a Compass, Magic, and Gift. On the dice, we had Leaves, Cactus, and a red apple. For Germany, could be that the German people will see a lot of immigrants or people with foreign roots and that want to leave Germany. And they will go in different directions. We have the compass. And this could come quite suddenly. And that Germany will see, I'd say it will happen exactly in April. Or now in the coming weeks. But in the coming months, there could be a lot of people that will want to leave Germany. And that is a lot of people that are not Germans from the beginning. As in many countries, it's difficult to save money. Everything is very expensive. And it seems like the whole monetary system is cursed. And there could be some financial difficulties for a period of time in Germany. But a change in finances will make the people in Germany have more left in their pocket. So they will not feel like cactus in the desert, but a change for the better. And here I talk again about food. We have the apple, 3 of Swords, and Gift. So it could be some kind of poisonous food items that have too much chemicals or some strange additive that will be discovered. And it could also be items that almost will be given as a gift or for free or handouts, but the contents are very poisonous, toxic, and this will be discovered, and a lot of people will be saved from it, and will also be some kind of eye-opening that we should read the labels on the food we buy. But for this update, there are changes coming. See some kind of immigration from Germany or some kind of exodus. But also an improvement in money. And there will be some downfall, but then it comes up again. It's some kind of awakening process, I would say. Yeah. Now let's take some cards for the Netherlands. was magic again. It's a lot of dark magic, dark spells put over those countries. Also Netherlands. And now some dice. And the cards and dice for the Netherlands look like this. For the Netherlands, in the tarot cards we have King of Cups, Five of Wands, and Four of Swords. On the oracle cards we have a golden ring with a ruby, intuition, and message of concern. On the dice we have some cup wheels, war, and a person pushing some very heavy object. There will be a lot of warmongering in the Netherlands. The politicians will go crazy regarding this. The mass media, the political institutions, everything will really work hard and sweat to stress and push message of concern regarding war. We are going to war. Oh, we have to prepare. Oh, now we're gonna draft young men and women as soldiers, and so on and so on. But a lot of Dutch people, their intuition will be awakened very quick, very suddenly. And they will say no. Doesn't matter what you say, no. We are not going anywhere. We are laying down. We are not doing the politicians' warmongering. We are not agreeing with that. If you want war, go and fight yourself. So yeah, some kind of revolution is coming to the Netherlands. When people will oppose, more and more people will see through the illusions and the lies of the politicians and say, no, enough is enough. So, as I said, Netherlands will have a very important role in spreading light and truth to the rest of the world. And it's a little country comparing to other countries, but still one should never judge by the size. Some very important things will come out from the Netherlands. Now, for last, we're gonna take some cards on Belgium. and some dice. Okay. The cards for Belgium, they look like this. For Belgium, in the tarot cards, we have the Death, the Chariot, and Queen of Pentacles. On the oracle cards, we have a fox, bloom, it's a big flower, and privileged lady. On the dice, we have a toucan bird from the jungle, South America, a lighthouse, and a pirate. And below that privileged lady, we have a pirate. And who sits in the EU? The leader of EU is a privileged pirate lady. And her piracy, her deeds, her theft and corruption is soon being revealed officially. And she will be labeled as a pirate. And pirates, they are not long lived. And she will have to, what you do with pirates when they're caught? Well, something like that will happen to her too. And we have a fox and bloom. So this fox, this pirate, she thought she could bloom and rule the world, but her end is coming. We also have the death. There could be some attack in Belgium with a car, and there are not nice people during some kind of spring festival or spring festival with a lot of flowers, something beautiful. They want to turn it to something horrible. But it seems like those who are planning to do this, they will be stopped before they can do any big damage. So the light is shining on those foxes, on those pirates, on those terrorists. So they will be stopped. We're not surprised that they will be shot before they can shoot or do anything. And they disguise as something nice, innocent, but they are real foxes and pirates. They will discover on a big ship outside Belgium a boat that is full with drugs and drug money. And somehow what they discover on this ship or this boat is linked to this privileged pirate lady. It's like everything is scripted. It's like they have to do it this way to reveal the pirates and the foxes. Yeah. Well, that was what I could see for today's reading. Update Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium. And to all of you wonderful, beautiful viewers out there, be strong, take care of each other. Better times are coming, but we have to go through some turbulence before we reach them. And again, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we're gonna see each other soon. Bye bye.